What's going on, everyone? JustinDezzz back with another Pirates franchise episode. Today, we're going to do the draft. We do have the fourth overall pick, and I was looking at it, and this is a pretty deep draft class. Now, I'm not the biggest expert when it comes to MLB drafts with MLB The Show, but I looked at what blue chip prospects are, which is what that, blue chip logo is, and it means that they have an overall of a potential no matter what. So they're some of the best players in the draft, and I counted, my math could be wrong, you could let me know in the comments, but there's 22 blue chip prospects. There's 30 teams, 22, so that means there's going to be some teams that get a blue chip prospect, but there are 9 for starting pitchers, 5 for closing, 1 for catcher, 1 for first base, 2 for shortstop, 2 for left field, and 2 for right field. So if you don't know the draft order, it is the Orioles, Diamondbacks, Rangers, us, the Pirates at 4, then the Nationals at 5, at least for the top 5. And I'm looking at Ronaldo Montoya. Oops. So while I was simming, this is what happened. Raul Vina broke his forearm. One of the guys that we kind of picked up when we started the series, and one of the storylines, he's out for a month or two. So we're going to put him on the 60-day DL list. And as you can see, we are going to get swept by Padres, and now JT is also hurt, but we're going to keep him active, and we got swept. So before we start the draft, I figured we kind of need to sign a veteran outfielder since Lottie White isn't doing the greatest in the major leagues, and I figure if I bring up a veteran guy, Lonnie can stay down and develop a little bit. So I'm going to sign, even though it's kind of weird to not see him in the pinstripes, a former Yankee, Brett Gardner. Big fan of him, as some of you may not know, but I'm a Yankees fan. So we're going to bring him in on a 2-year deal worth $1.9 million. All right, without further ado, let's get into the draft. So it's the Orioles, Diamondbacks, Rangers, us, Washington, Miami, Chicago, Twins, Royals, and Rockies to finish out the top 10. We do not have, I believe, a compensation pick. All right, but let's get into it. No. So Mark Schnell, and if I don't pronounce their names, that's my bad, but he was on our board. Who else got drafted? Gorman. Yeah, he was the top prospect. And then Richie Rivera, who we were going to take out of Venezuela. So we might actually get our guy. Yeah, Ronaldo, 65 overall, 80 potential. He's just... Oops, I did not mean to do that. Hold on. Where's the... So this is interesting. So we still have one guy on our list is Jim Olsen. We also have Freddie. Where's Freddie? Freddie Harnart. And then obviously we still have Alfonzo Wayne, Robert Fitzgerald, who I think could be the best overall prospect. I think he could be a steal in round 2, but we'll have to wait and see. But, I think it's got to be Ronaldo. Without a doubt. Because, just look at him. He's ready to be in the major leagues next year. He's switch hitter, 20 years old. Just great power and contact overall, and his fielding may not be the best, but in his arm, but his bat and vision is just amazing. I don't think we could pass up on him. So we have a third pick in the second round. I don't know how that happened, but I mean, we're going to take it. So we still got some guys on our list. I mean, we could go with Stephen Witt, but we have Henry Davis kind of waiting in the wings. Really, we could go with Sammy Espinoza as well. But I kind of want to take a gamble on Robert Fitzgerald. I mean, his potential may not be the greatest right now, and he's not fully scouted. But I mean, his power and his bat, I mean, he just looks like a stud to me. We just can't pass up on him. So I'm going to take a gamble and draft Robert Fitzgerald. So Sammy Espinoza, who we were going to take in this round, was taken the very next pick after Earl. So we're going to kind of see who we going to go with. We could go with Brian Murray, out of the Dominican. His potential is only 70. It may not be as high. No closers, really, and we don't really have a lot to work with. I mean, we still have Freddie Harnett. He's still there. I think I'm gonna take a gamble on Freddie Harnett. All right, so the fourth round is here. We still got Earl, who I think could be an absolute stud. 18 years old, out of Chicago, Illinois. We do need pitching. Pitching is not a strong suit of ours. And there's still Sammy Espinoza. But I think we gotta go pitching here. Let me take Earl. Alright. Let's see who we got. So we don't have the pitcher that we wanted still. We might have to take a gamble on Tommy Hill. He is 20 years old, out of Missouri. He's got the best potential, and his estimated time is for 2023. But really, other than that, we don't have a lot scouted. So I think we might have to go with Tommy Hill, Jesus. All right, let's look at our draft class. The fourth overall pick, 94 potential, 70 overall, 62, and then 50. 90 durability. His arm is not there, what I want from an outfielder. But to me, I think that's a pretty good pick overall. But we're going to see at the other 4 out of the other top 5 picks, what are they overall after we look at our draft picks. So Robert Fitzgerald, he is 74 overall, but his potential is not the highest. It is a C. Maybe it can go up, but 74 overall, I don't think it's too bad, but hopefully he is only 20 years old, but I hope his potential does get a little bit higher. But I think a second round pick, 74 overall, that's a steal. Freddie Harnett, 64 overall, 75 potential. I don't think that's too bad. I mean, he's really just a very good contact hitter and an arm. The power may not be there, but that's okay. And then we got Tommy Hill, 70 overall, but 85 potential. I think that's a steal, especially I think we got him in the 5th round as well. And then Lonnie Perry, 73 overall. His potential may not be there, but to me, I think 73 overall is not a bad spot to me personally. So Tom Gorman, the 19-year-old 2nd overall pick, he does have 97 potential. But he's only 50 overall. But, I mean, that potential is really going to help him. Plus, he's only 19. I don't know. I don't think that's the greatest pick to me. But we'll see. I mean, that potential is really going to help him out. And then the number 1 overall pick was 64 overall, but 92 potential. I kind of wanted to take him. It was either him or, Montoya. Montoyo. Or however you say it. I apologize if I'm not the great pronouncing names, but those were the 2 guys that I was thinking. I'm thinking about boosting some of these rookies to kind of help them get a little bit quicker in the MLB, but we'll see. But I mean, that's a really good number 1 pick to me. And look at this, Alfonzo Wayne, a guy that I was 50-50 about getting. He has 99 potential, 18 years old. He's only 54 overall, but that potential is just, I don't think I've ever seen a 99 overall potential left fielder. I mean, this guy might turn out, and he's only 18, he might turn out to be an absolute stud in the steal of the draft, I believe at 8 overall. So definitely going to have to keep an eye out for Alfonzo Wayne as well. And then Richie Rivera, who was taken right before our pick, 20 years older than the rest of the guys, but he 95 potential, but 76 overall. So I would say that's a pretty good pick as well for the Rangers. And then Julian Cabrera, who's right after us, 5th pick, 51 overall, 8 potential, but he has 96 potential. I believe that's the 2nd highest potential in this draft class, this deep draft class. I mean, look at some of these overall potentials that we have. I mean, I'm glad that we did not get Sammy Espinosa because his potential is not very good. He's probably just going to be a minor leaguer at best. I mean, I'm very glad we dodged a bullet there. So we are 18-32 going into the month of June as we're going to send the Diamondback series. As we lose and we win 1. I've noticed that all we do is we either win 1 game or we split. But yeah, I mean, 19-40, it's looking like we're probably going to get another top 5 pick in next year's draft. So I kind of wanted, before we ended the episode, to check on our storyline guys. We kind of see how Mike Weber and Edgar Hernandez are doing. They're not doing great. And the big leagues, maybe they need to be sent down to develop. But before Raul Vina broke his forearm, 17 games, 2 losses, 2 saves, 1 blown save. In 15 innings pitched, he had 10 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned allowed, a home run. But he's had 14 strikeouts and an ERA. It's okay. And then a whip of 0.89. And, his fielding's great. So to me, for being an 18-year-old kid, if he stays healthy, he seems like he's a really good closer. So I'm excited to see what Raul Vina can do if he stays healthy. And then our number 1 overall pick, Henry Davis, in 58 games, he's had 62 hits, 6 home runs, 35 RBIs. The strikeouts, 43. I mean, I probably did some of that as well, but that's not very promising. But he's roughly over almost 300 at 294. On base percentage, 36%. Not the greatest. Slugging percentage is pretty good. But he does have 2 errors, and his fielding percentage is pretty good. So I think Henry Davis, out of probably anyone, he might get called up in September. But I think overall, the future number 1 overall pick is looking up for him, so I'm excited for that. Next, we look at Alberto Castro. Now, he does have 52 hits, 3 home runs, 27 RBIs. Again, strikeouts, not good. 243, I think that's solid. But he has 10 errors. That's not what I want out of my first baseman, even if his fielding percentage is 98 point. But the fact that he has 10 errors, it's kind of scary. But he's only 18. I think he's only going to get better. But the bat's not is there. It's just we got to clean up the fielding to me if he wants to be the future first baseman of this franchise. We look at Warnell Cruz, the 7'6" Dominican Republic. He has 77 hits, 10 home runs, 36 RBIs, 41 strikeouts as well. 277 average is pretty good. 6 errors, the fielding's iffy, but to me, he's probably going to be called up as well because, we need something at shortstop. So, and then Diego Ramirez before he got hurt with a torn calf, 246, which solid, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs, 42 strikeouts. He does have only 5 errors as well, so not bad. I don't think he was doing too bad. It really stinks that he got hurt. I was kind of hoping for him to be consistent. In the last episode, he had like 3 home runs. And, his bat's there. To me, it's just, he's got to get, hopefully he can stay healthy because to me, he has a bright spot on this team. And since bringing Lonnie White back down, he has been struggling, 205. But he's not got stolen once, and his fielding's pretty good, but he's just been not having a good time in AAA. Maybe we pulled him up a little too early, but I also understand, with not just young players, but anyone, they struggle, and there's some good times and there's some bad times, but hopefully, for our second round pick in the 2020 draft or the 2021 draft, hopefully we can turn it around because Henry Davis looks like he's ready to be called up, and I want Lonnie White to be there as well. So that's going to do it for this episode. I kind of want to, next episode, sim to the All-Star break, see what's going down, but then also ship some of our guys because clearly we got to shake something up. To me, I feel like we are not going to compete. We're one of the bottom dwellers of the MLB right now. We might as well just fully embrace it and just trade and see how many prospects we can try to get for some of these guys, even though some of them have the greatest value. I know for sure Brian Hayes and Brian Reynolds and Henry Davis, those guys will not be traded. They're untouchables. And at least some of the storyline guys, I won't trade them for at least 2 years. I want to see how they turn out. And if they don't really pan out, then we can trade them. I want to give them at least 2 years in the organization. And then if I want to let them go, we can let them go. I just think 2 years is fine to kind of make them, because I think their storylines are interesting. I kind of made up their storylines, and I kind of want to see how it goes for at least 2 years. And then after that, we could trade them and see how it goes. But I hope you liked this video. Leave a comment about people we should trade, thoughts about the draft. I think we drafted pretty well. I'm a little bit mad about Alfonzo Wayne being 99 overall potential, but I'm definitely going to follow, the top 5 guys, see where their careers pan out, and maybe make some storylines. But make sure if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do, and, drop a like, and I'll see you next episode.